Namaste, friends. This is Deva. I want to bring you 3 quick and easy yoga breathing techniques that you can use to be able to dissolve stress and get very quick relief from any kind of nervous tension and anxiety so that you can quickly become in control of your inner state and maintain control of your inner state. So a big key and a big secret of a lot of meditation and yoga and different forms of ancient science and spirituality all comes down to the breath. The breath is a huge part and plays a big role in all of this. So the first thing that we want to start talking about is conscious breathing. You know, when you breathe consciously, you're actually activating and using a different region of your brain. Breathing is one of the few things that is usually a subconscious, automatic process of the body that we can, at any time, do completely consciously. Okay, so for example, there's many automatic processes and functions in the body, such as the circulation, things like that. We can't just tune into our heart rate and start to slow down or speed up our heart rate as easily as we can learn how to be able to control our breathing patterns. Okay? I apologize for the squeaking and everything. There's a busy road right outside with tuk-tuks driving by. Okay, let's get back to it. So, we want to start to just develop more awareness for how we are breathing in different states of mind. Okay, so just don't even worry about trying to change or alter the way that you're breathing. In the beginning, just become aware. Just increase your self-awareness of how your body is manifesting stress and tension in the form of your respiration, in the form of your breathing patterns. Okay, so look for 2 things to begin with. In the beginning, look for the rhythms of your breathing and look for where you are focalizing your breathing. Okay, so you'll find that during states of stress and tension and anxiety, fear, that the breathing takes a more shallow pattern and is more higher up in the chest. And what we want to do is we want to tune into our breath, become aware of how we're feeling, how we're manifesting our emotion through our breathing, and then bring the breath down into the deeper abdomen. And when you can start to consciously breathe deep into the lower abdomen, then you're taking control of your inner state and you're taking control of your emotions. One of the reasons for this is that emotional tension is held a lot of times in the muscles of respiration. We modify the way we breathe according to the emotions that we're feeling. And we do this for many reasons. We do this, it's an automatic process in order to get us ready. It's part of the fight or flight mechanism of the autonomic nervous system, which is responding to some sort of stress or threat in your environment. So it's keeping you on cue, right? It's making sure that if you need to run really fast, or if you need to be able to address any other situation in your environment, then you'll be able to do so. Okay, so we need to tune into this, become aware of what we're feeling, to be able to analyze if what is our perceived threat is really life-threatening or not, or is really serious or not, or if it's even real or not. So we can choose to tune back into our breaths and choose to start breathing deeply and powerfully. And not only are you getting more breath and therefore more energy, but when you breathe deep into the abdomen, you are releasing that nervous tension in the respiratory muscles. Okay? A lot of that nervous tension in the respiratory muscles relates to emotions. So this is a very powerful way to be able to get relief from emotional tension very, very quickly. When it comes to more deeper psychological things, more long-term fears and inhibitions, we hold that tension in our body a lot too. But emotional tension is something that's a lot more immediate than we're going through right now. And therefore, we can actually achieve a very deep level of immediate relief from whatever we're going through by just consciously breathing and breathing a lot more deeply. Okay? When you consciously breathe, you're activating the frontal lobe. Okay, the breathing goes from being deeper down in the brain stem to going to the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is the most modern part of the human brain. You could say it's the most highest evolved region of the human brain. So therefore we can see how conscious breathing and self-evolution are intertwined. We can see that just by looking at the way that the brain patterns change, the activity in the brain changes from when we're going from not breathing consciously or subconscious breathing to when we go to conscious breathing. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, so just to recap on the first thing, breathing deep and breathing consciously. Okay, the next thing that we want to talk about is the power of breathing through the nostrils. Breathing through the nostrils is the correct way to breathe. Okay, there's a lot of argument out there about what's the right way to breathe, and to be perfectly honest, it's situational. Okay, so most of the time we should be breathing through our nostrils. However, when you need more oxygen because of physical labor, you might be doing some sort of work or hiking or walking or whatever, then breathe in through the nostrils, breathe out through the mouth until you get really exhausted, like you've been running and now your heart rate is going really, really fast and your body's demanding a larger intake of oxygen. Then you can breathe in through your mouth and breathe out through your mouth. But that's the only time, because when we're breathing through the mouth, we're bypassing our body's natural, subtle bioenergy electrical system of prana, shakti, our vitality. The body has an electrical system, a vital power of its own. We can call it bioenergy or whatever you want to call it. And it has two currents, just like all electrical appliances do. It has a positive and a negative, and also has a ground. But we can see that the right nostril is the positive, the left nostril is the negative, and when we're breathing through both equally, that's the ground. Okay? And we want to be, we want to start bringing our awareness more to the process of breathing. Yoga teaches that everything has three intrinsic qualities, the three gunas, which is rajas, tamas, and sattva. These are really two polarities of a scale, and the third one is the midpoint. Okay, so on the active side, you have rajas, and then on the static side, you have tamas. Okay, so you can see it as being like a scale between motion, and between, when you have balance or equipoise, that is sattva. We can compare this to bodies of water. Okay, a rushing river would be rajas. A stagnant swamp would be tamas. And a beautiful big lake that has currents going through it, bringing fresh water in, it has best of both worlds, that would be sattvas. As sattvas is balance, sattva is the sweet spot, sattva is a lot of what we're going for in life. And when we can maintain focus and stabilize in sattva, we're using our energy most productively. We're not the mind is not oscillating, just burning energy and just spinning gears and going nowhere. We're able to be our most clear, our most rooted, at our most grounded, and we can achieve this just by the way that we're breathing, bringing your awareness to the nostrils. So right now, become aware of which nostril is dominant. The right nostril is the positive current, and it relates to rajas, or activity and motion. The left nostril is the negative nostril. It relates to tamas, which is stagnation, inertia, or you can look at it as being energy that is static energy. Okay? When we're breathing through both nostrils equally, that is rajas. That is sattvas. That is the sweet spot of balance. And that's where we can notice the most amount of mental balance and clarity as well. So this can help you, because if you're feeling anxious, become aware of which nostril is dominant. If your right nostril is dominant, that's why you have too much rajas. If you're feeling very lethargic or depressed or unmotivated or very lazy, tune into your nostrils and see which nostril is dominant If the left nostril is dominant, that's why. You're unbalanced on the side of tamas. So, by consciously breathing in through both nostrils, we can achieve a state of sattvas within our inner state very quickly. And we can maintain a state of balance as sattvas. This is probably the most important use of this application, okay? So when we have achieved a level of inner calm and stillness, we feel powerful, we feel powerful, we feel grounded, we feel rooted within ourselves, we feel in control of our inner state. Now we need to maintain that. And we can maintain that by keeping a subtle level of awareness on our nostrils, breathing powerfully, breathing deeply, making sure that we're not creating any unnecessary tension in the muscles of respiration, and keeping the breath balanced between the left and right nostrils, okay? This is all very, very, very simple stuff. This has been a longer video than I thought it would be, but this is all very, very, very easy, very simple stuff. Okay, so for those of you who want to learn more about that last topic, topic number 2, this is called Swara Yoga, and is a tantric brain breathing technique that you can use to be able to maintain a very powerful, calm, cool, and collected inner state throughout your day. The third and the last technique I want to discuss is alternate nostril breathing, which is similar to what we just discussed, except for this is more of a technique that you can do in order to bring yourself out of stress, to be able to bring yourself out of any kind of negative emotion and be able to get yourself back on track. So with alternate nostril breathing, the idea here is that we're going to be breathing deep. We're going to be breathing through our nostrils, and we're going to be breathing one nostril at a time. Okay, so we're going to start with the left. We first breathe in through the left, then we breathe in out through the right, then we breathe in through the right, and out through the left. And we're going to be blocking our nostrils with our thumb and ring fingers in order to help this whole process, okay? So blocking the right nostril with the thumb and keeping your index and middle finger at the brow center. You're going to breathe in through the left. Now block the left, open the right, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right, and block the right and breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left, out through the right. In through the right, out through the left. And as you're doing this, try to make the exhalations longer than the inhalations. When we exhale longer than we inhale, we are giving ourselves more time for that release, for that process of letting go, which is exhalation. Inhalation involves drawing oxygen into the body, pulling oxygen in, and for that we're using the muscles of respiration. However, exhaling, we're just totally letting go, just totally releasing and surrendering. So try to make the exhalations a little bit longer than the inhalations, and you can do that by counting. So you can count using a meter, whatever feels the most natural to you. Maybe you'll count in 5, out 7. In 5, out 7. Something like this. And eventually you'll get to the point after, you only need to do this for a couple minutes, by the way. Sometimes not even that. Just 1 minute of alternate nostril breathing is enough to be able to balance the brain hemispheres. That's one of the biggest benefits of this technique. And it helps us to be able to come back into a state of inner strength and power. So just do this really quickly. As you do this technique, you'll discover at a certain point, you feel fully recharged, fully vitalized, you feel full of oxygen, and at the end of your exhalation, see if you can suspend the breath outside of the body by just retaining the breath. If you're really needing to take another breath in, then take another breath in. But what I'm trying to get you to become aware of is there is a certain point, there is a moment, happens every now and then, when we actually don't need to take another breath in. The body is fully recharged and vitalized, and you can hold the breath out and enjoy this suspended state of breathing. And in this suspended state of breathing with the breath held out, that sense of relaxation and release and surrender that is exhalation has a chance to really culminate and to really give deeper fruit. So give yourself that chance. Give yourself that chance. Try to take maybe just 3 alternate nostril breathing rounds, and at the end of that, see if maybe you can hold your breath out for just a few moments, not a long time. So when you can do this alternate nostril breathing technique, you can tune back into yourself and then come back into a place of power. Then maintain that by maintaining awareness of breathing through the nostrils, which nostril is dominant, breathing deep, breathing powerfully, and keeping any habitual muscular and nervous tension out of the body. So you're completely 100% relaxed and in control of your own body and inner state. That's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. This is Deva. I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.